So, let's do it. Hi, I'm Tom, I talk about code. Welcome to another Rust GameDev live stream. Today is May the 23rd, I believe. People tell me that's what the day is, and I haven't really checked. Today we're going to be rewriting a couple of things. We're going to be rewriting the way spawners work, and it's gonna involve a couple of different things. Currently, enemy spawners. They crap out an enemy every N seconds. I want to rework this so they're a little bit smarter. One big thing is going to be limited spawners. So we're going to be able to say something like at... oh gosh, it's hard to draw with these gloves on. At most N alive, we'll say stop after N kills, right? So we'll be able to put a limit on the spawners. We'll be able to say, hey, you've spawned N enemies, so say the limit's 3. Once 3 enemies are alive, stop spawning, but as soon as one dies, try and spawn another one. With the same kind of delay timer and stuff. That would be good. Stop after N kills, the idea being that, we can kind of set up like waves of enemies. And then we're also going to need to be able to set up that, when these kind of conditions are met, we can we can trigger in-game events that are going to do other things. Then we can wire everything up to have waves of spawners. So there'll be like wave 1 will spawn one kind of enemy. Once you've killed a certain number of them, wave 2 starts and that has a different kind of enemy. Obviously, it's going to be more interesting than that, but that's the kind of gist. Also, another thing that would be good here would be, because currently a spawner only spawns one type of enemy. So spawn... thing. We're adding a goal live. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little bit chaotic today. My brain's a little scattered, but this is what we're going to do today. We're on the main branch, so we're going to git checkout. I'm going to remember to change my scene. Clever little trick there. Oh, that spam bot from yesterday has changed into an unknown user in my follow feed as well. That's good. That's fantastic. I was wondering who unknown user was, and I remembered that weird spammer. Okay, let's get rid of this bar. We're going to make a new branch, and we're going to call it Smart Spawner. Okay, so enemy spawn. Not enemy, entity spawn. Spawner. So currently, the spawner is its own entity class. It brings a few things with it. It's very tied to this idea that we are spawning one thing. Now, what's interesting about this as well to me, as I was kind of getting ready for this stream, I noticed that these spawners, what they really actually do is kind of, they trigger a game event, right? They trigger a game event. Anything to do with children, index match. Where do we actually spawn? Oh no, sorry, here. The entity spawner. So, where does entity spawner come from? Entity spawner, of course, comes from entity. Cool. So we have an entity spawner. When this runs, it calls the spawn entity. But instead of calling spawn entity, I'm pretty sure this could call an event instead. Anyway, that's actually harder to unpick than I thought. So we're not going to tackle that right this second. We're not going to do that. But we're going to write a new entity spawner. So let's go into source entity, entity. I'm going to learn to spell. Let's call this, it's hard, right? Because we have this spawn.mod, and that's really important because that's the thing that manages the systems, the thing that all of the systems that actually spawn entities, oh my gosh, tie into. So we need to call this something else. We need to call this like maybe like an enemy manager. Does that work? Enemy? Can we call this component debug? Can we call this a pub struct enemy spawn manager? Maybe. This is the thing that's actually going to do the spawning, and this is going to need to have some information in it. So this is going to have our fields like at most n We can get rid of the n from that because that's kind of what variables are. At most, we'll say stop after u32, or let's say maybe kill limit. That's an okay name, right? That's a name that you could give something, kill limit. So at most something, kill limit something. We need a delay, and that is going to be a timer. Is that everything we need? So what I don't know right now is how we're actually going to communicate the idea that we've killed one of the entities from this spawn manager, okay? We're going to need some kind of... I am literally making this up as I go right now. Component debug. We're going to need some kind of component, right? Pub struct enemy spawn tag. And it's going to just be like a U32, I guess. And every spawn manager is going to have a unique, well, an identifier, which is just a U32, right? And this is going to be unique to that enemy spawn manager, so that when an entity, when an entity dies, is despawned and it has this component, we're going to track that somehow into the enemy spawn managers. Now, how do we communicate that? It almost feels like we need a resource that keeps track of all of these, right? And maybe actually, okay, so what's going to happen here? Let's make a new, I'm going to remove my glove so that I can draw better. I'll call this BG2. I keep drawing on the background. It's not good. It's not good. It means I have to do all this manual page stuff that I don't like. Okay, we can actually go to my better drawing scene, and then it just it looks a little more professional. Okay, so breathe. We have in our game world, we have a spawner, right? This is going to have a component that I guess is our, you know, let's call it our enemy spawn manager. And this is the thing that has the timer in it, right? And so there's a system that runs. It's called like run ESM. And every update, it takes all of these and it goes tick. And then it tries to spawn. Right? So that's our most simple thing. But then the thing that gets spawned, let's make a new color here. The thing that gets spawned, that's not a different enough color. Shift that hue even further. The thing that gets spawned, right? This is a new entity, which is going to have a bunch of components in it. This is how I visualize entities, right? There are a box of boxes. This is just the entity that got spawned, right? And actually, it's going to have, in our instance, it will definitely have a character component. And it will also have this ESM tag, which will be some number. Okay, so then there's a system that checks for dead characters. We'll call this the dead char system, right? This dead character system also runs every update. When it detects that this character is dead, we need to somehow communicate this back to here. Now, we could do this. Now we need some kind of identifier that links this tag with this. Sorry, that was a dot arrow. We need it to link back to here, right? We need this to be like a pointer. Now, my first thought here, I said the word resource, right? And that sounds compelling, but there's a problem. And the problem is I would have to maintain my own mapping of these numbers, of these IDs to something. And I don't want to manage that myself. And then I'm thinking, right? What would these identifiers even map to? We would have to somehow map back, you know, if we have a query for things that have this entity spawn manager, enemy spawn manager component, how do we reference something in that query? We use an entity ID, and then suddenly it all clicks into place. This number, this is just our entity type from Bevy, which is just a unique identifier. Okay, so actually, This just takes the entity that spawned it. Now, there's another problem here, and that problem is that my current spawn code, it does not support this in the slightest. Okay, not in the smallest way. One way we can address that is if we make this a function that returns the entity ID of the thing that was just spawned, right? That would work. So what is the end of this function? Okay, so we can just say ecmd.id at the end, and that will return. And it helps if I change my scene back. There we go. Dinkelman, rare to see me on at this hour. Yep, it is after 10 p.m. You know, it's almost my bedtime, but I thought, screw it. I want this to work today. I haven't done much coding, and I'm just going to jump in and do this until it works. I don't know how late that'll be, but I've got energy for some reason. I'm feeling a bit crazy, and I thought, let's just go absolutely wild with some code. Okay, so that's important. It's important we just did that, and that will come back around, right? Making that function actually return the entity, that'll come back around in a sec. Let's write this system. So let's write this system. This system exists. We're gonna have to tweak this system, but let's write this new system. Let's write fn run enemy spawn manager. Now, this is gonna be annoying, right? Because this is gonna have a lot of dependencies unless let's put a pin in that. Maybe we're not going to depend on too many things. So we're going to definitely depend on time, which is the time resource that comes from Bevy. We're going to depend on, well, we're going to need to have all of our entity spawn managers, which is our query enemy spawn manager, and that's it. So everything that's an enemy spawn manager, maybe the ID of it as well, the entity ID, is going to be important. Okay, so for ID ESM in Q, this needs to be a ref, Q ESM. So for every ID and thing, we say ESM.delay.tick time delta. If ESM delay finished, the other part of at most and kill limit is we need the actual, like these are the upper bounds, but we need the current state. So currently alive U32 and kill count U32. Okay. We could count down from these. Maybe that's a kill limit, kill count especially could count down, but we're going to count up. Because counting down is scary when you're dealing with unsigned numbers. Oh, Dinkelman, always happy to catch one of these. That's good to hear. Thank you. You're going to be famous again. That comes on camera. Every single time. I love to hear it. I'm always glad when I can recognize some cool faces in my chat. So that's wonderful. I'm glad you're here. I lost chat. Oh no, I've got this weird window ordering issue. Okay, here we go. Perfect. So we have the how many are currently alive, how many kill count. So if the delay, if that's finished, we want to say if ESM dot currently alive is less than ESM dot at most and ESM dot kill count. Actually, yeah, so if the kill count is less than the kill limit. And maybe this should just be another and TBH. Okay, so I don't know where. Okay, well, Rust wants to put all that on one line. That's cool. We need to actually do the spawn now. Where is it? Event action. run room event, spawn. See, maybe we should actually do this via a room event writer because then we don't need to depend on all these things, and that just feels smarter. Event actions, event reader. We want an event writer. I really would prefer if Rust format didn't have such strong opinions about how many things are allowed to be on a line. Like if I write my functions like this, I wish Rust format would respect that, but I understand why it doesn't and why it really kind of can't. Event writer, room action event. So what we're gonna say is event actions dot send, and it's gonna be a room action event spawn. Now there is a critical thing missing, right? And that is the thing that we're actually spawning. So I guess we need some kind of spawn command entity, spawn command, and I'm pretty sure this implements clone. Yeah, it must, because if this implements clone, this has to implement clone. It just has to. So we're gonna say self.spawn command.clone. Because this has to like travel through an event sender system, it really just makes more sense for the event to own the data that's going through it. Oh, I've made a cup of tea, but I've forgotten the thing that I like strain the like I've got this thing and I don't have anything to put it on. So I'm just making a very strong cup of tea right now. That's a bit sad. Like I said, I'm a bit chaotic today. I'm a bit all over the place. Okay. The brain cannot stay focused on one thing. This needs to be mutable as well, right? Yeah, this has to be mutable because tick mutates. So this has to be a mut reference. Okay, cool. I mean, if I build this right now, it's going to yell at me because entity spawn command kill limit in self.kill limit. Sorry, ESM. That's not self, it's ESM. I forgot what I was doing. Okay. The only problem with this, see, now we're back to this other thing where we spawn a guy, right? We spawn a thing, but we have no way of associating it with our entity ID because we're doing it with this indirection. So our options are either we do something clever here that I haven't worked out yet, or we pull in all of this stuff basically as dependencies. It feels wrong. It feels a little wrong. Okay, let's get this compiling first, like compiling and broken, and then we can work out what the hell we're doing from there. Okay, so room, it's going to be entity spawn command. Why is this part of the room and not the entity crate? Because, can I find event action in the scope? Event action. No, we're just going to depluralize. That's because entity spawn commands only make sense in the context of a room. Because rooms are the things where the kind of scripty stuff happens. It's a bit jank. Never read, never used. Okay, we're compiling, we're building. I'm going to do the jankiest thing possible. I've got a plan, okay? I've got a really silly plan, but it's a plan. Gosh, this is going to be very silly, okay? Don't try this at home, kids. Okay, this is some real cowboy refactoring. We're going to call it spawn ESM tagged. We're literally just going to do... We're gonna add an event that does exactly what we want and just takes it out of our hands. Right? Because why not? Why not? So we're going to copy paste this. The other option would be to add a field to spawn, but I'd like that less. ESM tagged, right? And this is going to take an ID. So we're going to say let ECM... hold on. No, yeah, we have to... Okay, so we let spawn ID equal this, and then we say cmd's entity spawned ID dot insert, right? We add a new thing to it, and that thing is gonna be our component, which is our enemy spawn tag with the ID. And this just needs to be a pub field, and I am going to go find a thing so I can take the strainer out of my tea and actually enjoy my tea. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm going to run. I'm literally going to run to the kitchen and do this as quickly as possible. All right, I'm back. I was quick. I was quick like I promised. Okay. This is a really cowboy refactor. But it's going to pay off, right? Because these are two kind of different things. I'm pretty sure insert's the function that we want here. Also, I should make sure I don't have any like weird shit open. No, okay, we're good. Lightning fast. No, that's Pixar, right? I can't. I think if you put a trademark next to it, that's like the movie Cars, and you can't infringe. Rust+Bevy entity commands. Entity commands. Fuck, I don't know why DuckDuckGo is shitting the bed today. Is this a known thing? Is DuckDuckGo having some technical issue? Oh well, the message has changed. Patients get a ducks in a row. I don't know. Yes, known DuckDuckGo fault. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to do the unthinkable. Oh, hold on, wait. Can't I just go to docs.rs and do this directly? Bevy. Crisis averted. Didn't have to use Google. What? There's my nice dark mode. Okay, entity commands. I should just bookmark docs.rs Bevy latest. Entity commands, insert. Basically I was correct. I didn't even need to look. Okay, so what if I build now? Enemy spawn tag unknown, because this comes from entity. No, wait, hold on, sorry. Enemy. Expected entity found. We just have to deref. We've got DuckDuckGo opinions. These have to come on stream. DuckDuckGo is not ready yet, at least in your experience. It displays 60% of what Google can find. Are you using Google in the current day? If you were using Google circa like 2005, I would agree with this. But Google results have gotten so bad lately. I really, I cannot stand Google. Unless you're trying to get a result on Reddit or a common shopping site, like Google is not as good, I find. If I want to get really interesting stuff, I search on marginalia.ru or .nu or whatever that site is. But yeah, no, sorry, the English searching thing is really important as well, actually. I don't have an opinion on that because I only search in English, but I imagine Google is a lot better for other languages. I find DuckDuckGo is a solid Google alternative, but I think they're both kind of bad, right? I think we can both agree on that. Okay, well that's good. That compiles now, and so it's possible that this could work. And I like that. Okay, so what do I need to make this run? Well, I need to make some way to construct these. Let's go impl enemy spawn manager. Do you know what I could do as well? I could. Oh, sorry. Just to come back to this quickly. Sorry. So I guess the thing that jumps out to me is saying DuckDuckGo is not ready yet. When I know a lot of people have been using it as their Google alternative, myself included, for like many years at this point. Okay, so can we Can we... How do we get a unique ID? What's a good... I don't want a random number. I just want like a sequence, right? Can I do like a static? Mutable. Oh, of course. Okay, well I am gonna have to Google this. Static items. What is a static? Constant represents precise memory location, same memory location, static lifetime. So can I have a mutable static? Yes. Okay, cool. Cool. Reading or writing. Okay. Okay, so this maybe... I mean, this isn't too bad, right? Right? Can you be unsafe? I would rather not have unsafe infect everything here. What am I actually trying to do? What am I actually trying to do? Okay. Let's just randomly generate a number for now. Rust random u32. Otherwise I'm going to think about it too much. Usually I would, if I was doing this in C, I would have a big dumb... Oh my gosh. This is going to get really annoying. I would have just like a big dumb static, but I don't want to make everything unsafe. So, Rust cookbook. Generate random numbers, random generator, RNG, thread RNG. Okay, let's do that. So we're gonna take a most alive, which is a U32. We're gonna take a kill limit, which is a U32, and we're gonna take a delay, which is gonna be a F32. And we're gonna call it delay seconds because it's just good to be clear. And this is gonna give back self. Okay, so ID. So we're gonna grab rand thread RNG. Hoping it'll become better. That's definitely... I hope search in general becomes better. I hope in general the internet becomes better. I am excited about server-side rendering. I've always thought server-side rendering was good. I did a hackathon a couple of years ago at a bank, and yeah, like it was floated that we were going to build a nice server-side rendered web app version of some stuff, and it was like... It was an exciting idea because we were like, this is actually just going to be so simple. The goal was to have programmers do as much of the work as possible, right? Yeah, it just sounded really good. The less framework wrangling, the better. And yeah, like yeah, everyone has DuckDuckGo as the default these days. Everyone. Delay timer from seconds, delay seconds, and then we need the actual spawn command as well. Oops. Let's put that last. CMD entity spawn command. Maybe it'll just be a ref to it, and then we'll say spawn command CMD clone. So there's a bit of copying of these around, but that's kind of the idea of this structure. It gets copied because ownership is hard. You literally can't pass this in with a lifetime. That would just make no sense. Okay. This is a method. So what happens if I build? No method named gen found. Is this a... use rand RNG. Use rand RNG. This always trips me up that you have to import the thing. Timer mode once. I'm gonna set this as a timer mode once so that it has to be explicitly reset. That is actually the behavior we want, even though this feels like a timer that should repeat. You're learning how server-side rendering works yourself at the moment. Quite tricky to wrap your head around it because Next.js is really strict. Components server-side rendered with client opt-in. All components server-side rendered by default with client opt-in per component tree. Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those man, that sounds like a lot. The more I hear people talk about doing JavaScript in their day job, the more I'm glad I don't do JavaScript in my day job. That said, I don't have a day job at the moment. I might soon. I'm talking to some people. There's some stuff happening. You know, this is why I'm like manically thinking about doing this again, because I would like to finish this game before I have to get a real job. Or at least finish something that feels like a real game. Okay, so shoot at player, run if in game, and then we'll say run enemy spawn manager, run enemy spawn manager, run if in state. Beautiful. So this runs now. Enemy spawn manager, we need to be used somewhere. Where are you reaching for Next.js? What problem does it solve for you right now? I guess that's the other thing, right? What, like, where? Oh, sorry. Okay, so you're not working either. Got to grind till you get one. Case of big dumb energy. Honestly, like, every programmer feels that, right? Every programmer learning something new is like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. It happens. It's part of life as a programmer. I've been teaching one of my friends to write code, and she's got her first kind of dev job just kind of started this week, I think. Yeah, like literally on Tuesday. And I just kept telling her, like, you're going to feel really stupid. You're going to feel like you have no idea what's going on. Just prepare for that, right? Go in ready. Okay. So I lost my train of thought. I was yapping too much. Let's add another very special case spawn entity class. So it'll be a class spawn. We'll just call it enemy spawner. And this is confusing nomenclature, but it'll be fine. ecmd.insert and enemy spawn manager new. Okay, now this is gonna have see, why don't I just have a full entity spawn command here? What was wrong with that? Was there a problem with that? Entity spawn command. This can be serialized. So, okay, let me make this better. Let me put a whole command in here. Spawner command. Why am I even binding these to names? Delay. Okay, let me remember what order I do this in. Enemy. What order do I do this in? At most, kill limit. Kill limit. Actually, that is a ref. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. I think this is good. I think this is in a good place. Oh my gosh, I'm having a lot of window ordering issues at the moment. But yeah, what kind of work are you looking for, Dinkelman? You're going for the front end, like that? You reckon that's where the money is? You reckon that's where the jobs are right now? Because it's probably true. It's probably a good idea. That's, you know, I'm looking at all this like kind of freelancing stuff around me at the moment, and I'm like, man, I wish I had any of these skills. Entity class. Okay, so it'll be like a spawner, except it'll be an enemy spawner, and it's weird, right? Because I feel like there was a reason I didn't put this here. That I didn't put a whole entity command inside of the entity spawner. But now that I look at it again, args. Args. Yeah, no, args are... No. That's fine. That's fine. Args? No. We just ignore args. We ignore that, so let's call this delay. What do we have? At most U32, kill limit U32, and then we have a command, which is an entity spawn command. Wait, is the problem that... Hold on. I think the problem with this is that if we look at script, entity spawn command has a class in it, and now class references an entity spawn command, but we can break that link with a box. We don't have to box class, we can box the whole entity spawn command. That size is still known. Box entity spawn command. Okay, we need to import it. That also works. Room entity spawn command. I hope I export this like that. Entity spawn. Alright, please. And enemy spawn manager. I've got to actually import it. This is the file where everything, all the threads come together. When we import literally everything. Mod 81, yes. Okay, so spawner. ID is never read. That is okay. That is okay. So we can run this. This is cool. This works. Can I? Yeah, that's better. Nice. You lack professional experience to do freelance. You're trying to lean into front end or DevOps. Yeah. You don't vibe with designers too well. They're humans. They're human beings too. Okay. They're doing their best. I think everyone has at some point, you know, who's done like this kind of front-endy stuff has experienced a bad designer. It can be a bit of a downer. But most people are chill and nice, I find. They might have different expectations, and that's why I think it's important to work in places with solid tech cultures and solid managers above you who are going to keep everyone's expectations in check, right? It's when you kind of have that bad management that then the designer-programmer relationship gets really out of hand. Like if you don't have someone above you who understands how to set the correct expectations, shit gets messy. And if you have someone who doesn't have your back when you try to set correct expectations, it gets really messy. Colt Zero, hello, welcome. Trying to lean, yeah. Front end or DevOps, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I'm also actually struggling, yeah, just to match my experience up to what freelance jobs are around at the moment. Make a whole stack of wireframes and then never give them to you. My God. Yes. That just like triggered some really upsetting memories. Okay. Oh, we don't need this ID anymore. What the hell am I doing? I did this whole RNG thing, and I forgot that I like factored that out of my design. I'm like, something's wrong here. Why aren't I using this? And this is why compiler warnings are really, really good, right? So let's also just do a cargo FMT real quick. Just make sure everything is looking... no, I don't want to write to it. Make sure everything's looking nice and pretty. I always forget how to reload a file, so I just panic and quit Vim. Okay, this is good, this is good. Nice. Nice. So let's chuck one of these into the room and see what happens, I guess. Let's put it in the tutorial room, because that's easy to get to. I'm gonna move this level exit to the side a little, because since I resized the player, it is no longer reachable. So this is a enemy spawner. It has a couple of fields that we're gonna pull up now. We're gonna look at spawn. No, we're not. We're gonna look at entity mod enemy spawner. We're gonna VS it just so this is a bit easier. At most is gonna be 5. Kill limit is gonna be 10. These aren't gonna do. Yeah, it's gonna be 10. These aren't gonna do anything yet. Delay is gonna be 3.1 seconds between spawns, and then the actual spawn command we're gonna run is gonna be an entity spawn command, and it's gonna be a class, maybe swimmer. It'll be a swimmer. We'll put args, no args. What's in an entity spawn? Hold on, it's literally right here. Position vec2 38, maybe 40, 100. I'm panicking here. Okay, let's see what happens when we run this. This is gonna crash. Your last job, you had 2 designers, 8 hours in time zones away from you, 7 months of not getting a single Figma project. One of them made a WordPress site in 3 days, and that's what they launched with. That's insane. I love it. I love the efficiency. You need a vector4 class based on the PS2. Trying to replicate some functions that use vector maths. Yeah, nice. I mean, that vector math stuff is solid. Doing the Python's very slow, but it's good. It's good to learn. You know, you can't go wrong doing some dot products and stuff, right? The PlayStation 2 vector units like mask and multiply and add is really cool and interesting. Okay, we've got an error when we try and load this room. It could not pass. Line 16. Expected entity spawn command named. Found entity spawn command. That's because crap. See, why am I not just doing this? Why do I have this extra layer? This should just be a... No, hold on. These have to be args. Do they? Maybe. What does the spawner look like? Hold on. Let's go to demo arena 01 on data class spawner. Yeah, see, this is a better way. Entity spawn command named. I kind of forgot what I was doing here. This is very cumbersome. Boss Gans, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to this insane journey into Rust and Bevy. I'm getting there. I'm working this out slowly but surely, right? It's the tortoise that wins the race. So what's your goal though, right? Are you, like, why do you need to implement your own vector? Is it really so different from existing math that you need to build your own vector type? Like, I would imagine it's more about the algorithms than the actual data type, unless you're trying to do it in like no dependency Python, in which case I respect that. I respect that a lot. But yeah, this is kind of funny because it makes the args feel a little pointless. I don't know, the indentation in this file has gone a bit, it's gone a bit off the rails. Okay, so I can run this though. This will run. No, it won't. 16 expected entity spawn command named. Found entity spawn command name. Yep, I left off the letter D. That's what happens. That's what happens. Okay, could not pass line 25. Expected tag in entity spawn command. Yes, entity spawn command. Tag 0. There is no tag here. Actually, even better. Let's go into script and let's put third default. I think that's how I do it. And then the tag will just be 0. This is fair. This is totally fair. And you are dealing with a platform that has a non-conformant IEEE float implementation. So like, you know, if you're trying to reverse engineer these algorithms, you sometimes have to keep that in mind, right? Like there is no what is it? There's no infinities, I think. There's no... I don't know, there's something weird about PlayStation... There are a lot of things weird about PlayStation 2 floats. They are literally non-conformant to the IEEE spec, and that makes it very hard to emulate them. Okay, we are cooking. We're cooking. We're spawning. I didn't mean to quit then. I'm going to do this with the controller because it's harder to accidentally quit the game because that's just hard-coded to escape. Nice. We got a swimmer. We're spawning them out. We're spawning them out. Okay, so... here's the thing we need to do to make this actually work though, right? I'm glad I've got this. Let's say at most 2, and let's make the kill limit 5, because that's lower, that's a better number. This will probably be fine. Using standard Python floats will probably be fine. Like, again, you can kind of statically assert if it's doing anything weird enough that would warrant your own floating point. That you don't want to do that. That's like the nuclear option. Don't recommend. But I hear Refraction is the guy to ask. You know, he really loves the PlayStation 2 floating point unit. He loves how they handle it. I actually don't know. I assume the vector unit has the same quirks. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe that has its own different non-conformant floats. Okay, when we spawn an entity, we need to say esm dot what did I call this? Currently alive plus equals 1. Okay, so we count. So now we should only get 2 swimmers at a time. That would be a lot better. That would be a hell of a lot better. Okay, so this should be it. We get these 2 and nothing more. And this is good. Nothing else is coming. Okay, so we've done it, right? We've capped the maximum number of things that can spawn here. Now the problem is nothing ever de-increments this. So even if I kill these guys, the spawner has no way of knowing that that's just happened. So it will never spawn anything again. Okay, so now we need to dive into the code that handles when a character is dead. Dead? Clean up dead characters. And now we're going to add another option to this. We're going to add an option for the thing that I just made, which is called enemy spawn tag. Enemy spawn tag. Okay, so if maybe trigger is some, if let some tag so if we can get an ID from the, what is it? Query. Let's go, maybe etag. Maybe etag. Aaron TTV, hello, welcome. First time chat. What draws you to the Rust+Bevy game dev? Are you a Rust appreciator? Because I always love to meet a fellow Rust appreciator. We need another query here. We need a mutable query. And it's the query that's going to have the mutable enemy spawn managers. Don't need anything else. I don't think this is Ah, these overlapping. I don't know. We'll find out in a second. So we'll say Q enemy, and this is why we needed to have this tag component. Enemy spawn managers dot get ID if let okay. And it needs to be get mut, I guess. Needs to be a mutable thing. We're gonna say esm dot dot currently alive minus equals 1. Of course, we need to import this. So this is in enemy spawn tag. Oh, and we also need enemy spawn manager, don't we? Expected entity found. So this is one of those things we need to dereference. I love it. This is my favorite thing. Currently alive. It's a private field. Of course it's a private field. We're gonna make these pub fields. We're just gonna do it. It's just easier. I don't really care. Okay, now this will just run and it's gonna work. It's just gonna perfectly work. Because that's how coding works. You do it once and then it's right the first time and you never have to go in and touch it and fix it again. Okay, so we're gonna get 2 guys spawn. New people coming in. I can see them trickling in. Please excuse my disgusting programmer art. I'm gonna redraw everything at some point. I'm not there yet. Still refining the kind of gameplay feel. Nice. Okay, so the funny thing, I don't know how I feel about this, right? But as soon as you kill a guy, the next one is just like, he's there. He is ready to frickin' spawn. And that kind of feels a bit shit, right? Like, watch, as soon as this guy takes another hit, bam, there's another one right there. So maybe actually the delay should count from when the last one is killed. So let's say, or maybe we don't, maybe if esm.currently alive is greater than or equal to esm.atmost, or if we only tick if this is less than this, right? And then if it's finished, you know, and the kill count allows us, we do this. Because this kill count's like a hard cap. Like, once you hit that kill count, nothing else is allowed to happen. That is a hard limit, and we should probably despawn the whole thing at that point. But we really want to make sure we never exceed this. Okay. So this will feel better. This will feel better. I still don't know if this is right, because this is kind of like, you'll get like, it probably won't be the full time, but it won't be 0. So let's see how long it takes. Once I kill one of these guys, oh my gosh, they are hard to hit, especially because, yeah, okay, that feels a bit more natural. That feels a bit more natural. I need to really change where the bullets come out of this guy. The crotch height bullet spawn is just not ideal. It's like he's kind of shooting out of his knee. It makes it really hard to line this up. And it feels like you should be able to shoot from a little bit higher. Anyway, this already seems a bit more natural, and it's going to make the gameplay a bit more natural. Okay, so now we need to do the actual kill count bit, which is in the same the same block of code, conveniently. Okay, so if this is an enemy character, we do this similar thing as well. Whoa. If c.kind character type enemy, that I got the nesting of those functions completely Or the nesting of these logic blocks. Completely wrong. Completely wrong. Nice. You can't help but feel like re-implementing the game's code to this degree is unnecessary since you're not actively trying to port the code. Yeah. It does. Look, it feels to me like you're probably going into a bit of overkill territory here as well, but like if that's how you need to go about understanding it, then do it that way, right? Don't let the judgment of me or anyone else get in the way of that. Like, it's hard stuff to understand, and definitely having the logic in Python, a very literal translation of the logic where you can poke it and like put breakpoints and stuff, that will help you understand it a lot better. You're deving while watching. Aaron TTV, what are you deving? What's poppin'? What is coding today? Kill count plus equals 1. If esm.currently alive is greater than 0, we're gonna put this check in so we don't panic on a negative, like we don't wrap around, because that would be bad. That would be bad. That was the wrong level. Okay, so now we're gonna have a limit that we'll hit a point. We're gonna kill these guys, and after a certain point, they will stop spawning. But this is good. It already, like, testing stuff before, it would always get overwhelming because, oh gosh, they spawn in exactly the same spot. Okay, maybe I need to think about the random range stuff from the old spawner again. And that's it. That's all the spawns we get. So that's cool. That's really cool. Does that mean I get to check stuff off from my list? Have I hit that point in the stream where I can actually come in and say, hey, I did stuff? Did I do it? Can I? Limited spawners. At most n alive and stop after n. I did it. I did it. Check. Okay, spawners trigger events is next on my list. I'm going to ignore the enemies always spawning in exactly the same position for now. That's not going to be hard for me to tweak on my own later, so I'm going to ignore that for now. I don't think that's critical to the success or failure of this stream. You're Aaron TTV working on your first ever game you've been developing for 2 years. What is your game? What's your like elevator pitch for your dream game you've been working on for 2 years? My pitch for my game at this point is kind of like a mashup of Mega Man, but with very small levels. And I'm kind of imagining like Mega Man crossed with WarioWare. That's my, not like as silly as that, but you've got these like little challenges, like kill this many enemies, collect orbs to open the gate to move on to the next level, you know, navigate this obstacle course, kill enemies, survive in this room. You've got these like small, you know, 2 screens wide, maybe at most, challenges that you do in rapid fire. And then after a certain amount of them, you fight a boss, but I don't have any bosses yet. But, you know, just kind of having this, like, they're very high-paced. If you play, like, a Mega Man X game, they're very, very frantic, very high energy. And I feel like I can kind of match that energy with this, like, rapid-fire set of stages that are semi-randomly generated. That's my ambition. And I'm slowly getting there. Okay, so let's commit this for now. Add. Oh my god, that touched so many files. So we'll add... I think I'm just going to add everything. I can't be bothered trying to break this up. Okay, we're just going to say add enemy spawner with limits. And that's a bad commit message, and that's a bad commit, but my hygiene got away from me there. 8-bit Game Boy 2.5D voxel RPG. During the game, you restore the world's color, and it looks more like a SNES game. That's kind of cool. That sounds really interesting. What tech are you using to make it? What engine? What are you like? It gives me like 8-bit Hero vibes, but also mixed with the movie Pleasantville. Which is a banger of a movie. If you haven't seen Pleasantville and that's your pitch for your game, go and watch Pleasantville. Just in general, everyone should watch Pleasantville. Has some fun themes. I think Toni Collette plays a mom in Pleasantville. That's a certified Toni Collette mom movie. Okay, what am I doing? I'm adding a script to this, and I don't know. I'm faffing around because I don't know where I'm gonna add it. And then maybe after kill. Okay, hold on. Let's refine this a little first. Let's make kill limit an option. And let's make at most an option. No. We'll always have a cap to how many things a spawner can spawn. That is just how it is. That is the absolute truth of the universe. But you're not required to have a kill limit. Kill limit. That's fine. And we pass that on to the person constructing it. Okay. So, and ESM kill limit dot. Okay, so we want kill limit dot map, right? Because kill limit is an option, is an optional type, and we can map inside this. We can say map lambda x. We're gonna have this silly problem from yesterday as well. If there are any Rust heads in chat, if there are any Rust experts, if there are any certified crabs, this is a problem I have in Rust. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Let's not even do the brackets, right? So kill limit is an option U32. I want to say if x is if kill limit if esm.kill count is less than the kill limit, right? So in other words, and then unwrap or false, right? I want to do this, but this won't compile because this is like the version of this where kill limit has been lifted into an option. But this will not compile. This will fail to compile. This will fail to compile because the result of this is a ref to a float, I think. I need to do this and then this. But like, why? Why can't I do this without a reference to a bool? So why can't I do this without a bool not needing a ref and a deref? Because that just feels really, really stupid. It just feels really silly. Expected bool found. Wait. I swear when I was streaming the other day I had this issue. U32 cannot be dereferenced. Huh. Oh, this is different. Okay, so last time I did it, this was... Why isn't this a ref? Why isn't this a ref to it? Anyway, okay. Engine called RPG in a box. I've never heard of this, but I hope it's working well for you. Actually, I think I have heard of it, but I've never used it. What error is this? Oh, yes. Okay. We're going to go into entity mod, and we're going to make this an option. And then everything is fine except for the file. If we go back into our tutorial, arena thing, kill limit, we now need to say sum 5. Excellent. Okay. Is this still going to enforce a kill limit? Is my map working correctly? 3, 4, 5. That looks good. That looks really, really good. This one silly coin has gone too close to the wall for us to ever touch it. Nice. Okay. It's also good to know that I fixed my tutorial door. Yeah, nice. Okay, okay. You have a GIF of what your game looks like? Yeah, feel free to chuck it in chat. I'll have a look. Okay. That looks cool. That looks cool. Let's have a quick breather. Let's see what this GIF is. Oh, nice. Yeah. That's mostly what I pictured when you said 2.5D Game Boy. It reminds me a bit of the video, the Tom 7 video. Hold on, let me find this. Oh, what's it called? It's the where he makes Nintendo games 2.5D. Tom7. Hold on, let me link this back in chat. Wait, it's Tom7's the guy that... Am I thinking of the right guy? This guy, everything this guy does is incredible. 3D. He's the learn fun and play fun guy. This is a big sidetrack. It feels, yeah, the GLN automatic 3Dification. It's Tom7. Of course it's Tom7. This is the only guy crazy enough who would do this, and it's a Sig-Bovik talk. But you know, sorry, that does look really cool. Nice. But definitely watch this video. Not right now, but put this on your bookmark list. I've just put it in chat. I'll try and remember to put it in the video description, and like just the whole of this guy's YouTube channel is incredible, and it's a big part of the reason that I'm interested in live streaming. Because he's just so weird. He just does so much weird stuff. I don't know. But yeah, the idea is he makes a program that automatically converts like NES tile maps into 3D renders, and it's very cool and very strange. Okay, so that's good. We're gonna commit this as we go. We're gonna do smaller commits. Source. Enemy entity. Enemy spawn. Kill limit is optional. Okay, that's good. Delay position args. So now we just need an extra thing that is gonna, let's start by putting it in here where it's gonna actually get consumed. Let's maybe say on kill limit, maybe like this, maybe not. On kill limit, it'll be, actually, wait, shouldn't this whole, because you're not gonna have a kill limit be sum 5 and then have, you're not gonna have a kill limit be none and then have the action be something, but also you could have the kill limit be something and then have the action be none. That would be valid. So do we want an option within an option? That's possible. Or do we just want two options? Let's just do two options for now. On kill limit reached option U32. Option string, maybe. I think string is the correct thing here, because we're gonna call string. Call is very, very simple. Script run. And then we get all these things, yeah. Okay. On kill limit reached, do a thing. Do we then despawn ourselves as well, right? So when we trigger this, we then die. So then this would become the top level if we would grab this nested inside here. I fully realize that I have gone into the like weird ramble dimension, but I kind of have to because there's too many moving threads. So if we've hit the kill limit, so if we've hit the kill limit, if the timer, wait, no. Hold on. If we haven't hit the kill limit, if the kill count is less than the kill limit, if this is finished, then do some stuff. Otherwise, if we have hit the kill limit, then we want to we want to event action else if let sum action equals ESM dot on kill limit reached event action dot send room action event call action script. I should probably call this script instead of action. I think that makes more sense. Okay. How does this look? Good. Good, good, good. Very good. This almost needs a builder. This almost needs... Oh, this really feels like it needs a builder, doesn't it? Should I just do that real quick? Pub struct enemy spawn manager builder. Right, because we're gonna have these things. We're gonna have an at most, we're gonna have a kill limit, we're gonna have a delay seconds, and we're gonna have a command. And then we're going to have a script as well. So on, we're going to have this. This just saves a little bit of, actually, it doesn't even save the worst of it. You know what? Screw it. I can do this later if I really need it. We're just going to add more to this. On kill limit reached option string. It's just really awkward to see what these arguments are when they're just none, but that's okay. That's okay. And then we need to go into spawn because, well, we need to go into entity dot mod. We need to add on but then this can have a default. Third default. So this will just default to none, which is okay. I guess kill limit can as well. Defaults are kind of good sometimes. Sometimes you just need that default. Okay, so kill limit, we'll just say on kill limit on kill limit. Okay, I think that wires up properly. Other than that, on kill nice. Except for the things we forgot, that was perfect. Okay, string is moved. That is okay. We'll just do this to string. But it needs to be copied there. So we're explicit about the copy. Dot clone. Sure. We're copying strings like it's no one's business. Option string. We don't dereference, we clone. Perfect, perfect. This is all feeling good. This is all feeling very good. Okay, so we have a kill limit and we have the potential to do something when that kill limit is reached, which is cool. I suppose one thing I could do would be to just trigger the end of the level. I'm trying to think about things that would be very obvious. Very obvious to see when they happened. So if I go into tutorial 0, mission exit all it sends is a mission action, a room action event stage end. And when run gets called, it gets called with script block dot run action. When we call, it's hard sometimes to keep track of. I guess the other thing I can do is score potentially, but I need to remember how all this works. Cool. You have some scripts. User scripts dot get. Otherwise, so user scripts. Okay, so script user okay, so I guess I've just got to define one real quick. Let's call it TTOO, and it's gonna be it's just gonna be score 5. I think that's okay. No, it's not okay. Score script action. Change equal fork. Okay, well we'll just say level end then. I really don't remember my own syntax for this, which is a bit silly. Okay, let's try this hopping around. So we're gonna shoot these guys as they come out. After 5, we should end the level automatically. 2, 3, 4. Wait, was that 5 or was that 4? I lost count. That's okay, because I forgot to do the thing anyway. Delay on kill on enemy. What's it called? On spawn on kill limit sum TTOO. That's what I called my script, because that's how that's what you call things. That's how you do it. You mash at least 1, maybe 2 letters and at most 2 numbers together. That's how you know it's temporary. Okay, 3, 4. Something's gonna happen this time. If I can hit my shot. Yeah, cool. Okay, it just restarted the stage. That is also interesting. That wasn't what I expected, but that did something. So we definitely triggered a script, and that's cool. And you could see that 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, interestingly, 5, 6. We shouldn't have 2. We shouldn't have 2 here. We just shouldn't, because once I shoot this one, it's going to restart the room. See, level end is funny. Level end without setting the next level will just restart the level. These events are all a bit jank. The system's all a bit funny. So why does this trigger? Why does this not stop any spawning? It's because we changed the nesting of this. So if the kill count is less than the kill limit and the delay is finished, then spawn. Otherwise, send an event that we're done. The kill count is less than, so if the kill is greater than or equal to, let's rewrite this first off. So let's say x greater than or equal to, if the kill limit is bigger than the kill count. I think that's it. I think that's the equal sign is what I was missing. Let's test it again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. After the 4th, we're gonna see how many spawn. 4. Is this it? Or is there another? There shouldn't be 6 of these guys. There should not be 6. That is illegal. Because once it knows enough to know to trigger that. Grr. Okay, I'm furious right now. I don't look it, but I am livid with this bug. Okay. If the kill count is less than or equal to the kill limit. What? Hold on. Let's rename this to limit, okay, because that's going to be better again. If the kill count is less than the limit, wait, this is now true, right? Because if there's no limit, then we always run this branch. That still doesn't explain the behavior, but it's just good to clean up these things as you notice them. That would mean that a spawner with no kill limit never spawned anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is silly. This is really silly. So 5. If kill count is 5, 5 less than 5. No, 5 not less than 5. So we do this, right? Oh, 4. 4 less than 5. We haven't killed. Hold on. Whoa. I got confused about how my own code worked. That's a sign that I've been streaming for long enough. It's a bit later than I usually stream. It's like 11:30. Right, I need my beauty sleep. That works exactly as intended. That is really, really stupid of me. Both parts of my system are working as intended. I just forgot how they work. Now, if triggering something on the 5th kill should actually mean that we never spawn more than 5, that's a valid question. Maybe there are 3 different things here, but for now we'll keep it like this because that's what I wrote when I did my stream goals. I'm going to stick to those goals. Okay, so how can we wire this together into waves of spawners? Can we do that? Let's check off the thing, because spawners trigger events. That is allowed to happen. So can I just in this tutorial room, can I, let's start wave 2. Okay, so what if I make a user script called start wave 2 and I make this spawn another enemy spawner? Yeah. Are you seeing how this works? How this all comes together? Do I need to go 3 more? No, that was too many. It's only 2 more. 2 more. Okay, so why do I have so many? Why is this closed up here? This is closed up here. Enemy spawner, and then we have position and stuff. God, the indentation in this file has just really, it's really gone to the dogs. I apologize. I apologize on behalf of all this nonsense. Okay, so this is an entity spawn command. And now this one is gonna have at most 5, at most 10, and it's gonna spawn them a bit quicker. It's gonna be a bit crazy. And this is probably gonna blow up when I try and run it. No, wow. So that parsed as a valid script, which is good news. It's always good when this parser is wrong. So 3, 4. Okay, so this should spawn 2 more guys. And then nothing else. But as soon as I kill one of these guys, it should start spawning more again. Oh gosh. I forgot an important step. I don't know if you could see what was happening there. My computer was about to implode. Idalic, thank you very much for following. I appreciate it a lot. It's always exciting when I see new people coming by here. Dinkelman, that stage usually comes 6 months into the project. It might be a good sign. Yeah, well, I've probably been working on this for a good few weeks now. So yeah, I'm getting crazier. Okay. So I forgot the part where I have to despawn this. So that means I need to include the commands. And then I need to say commands.entity id.despawn recursive. Perfect. Look at this. No compiler issues. I know what I'm on about. Okay, so we only trigger the next thing once. And now I know that that works. 2. Here we go. 3. 4. Okay, so we're going to spawn 2 more things just because that's good. We want to see that 2 come out. The next one we kill will start things spawning again. Yes, here they come. Wave 2. So that's it. And it's kind of cool when you have these, yeah, here they come, a lot faster and more of them at once. It's a bit more hectic. And now we've hit the limit, but if I shoot another one will come out. Nice. And that just feels more like a real game. It feels more intentional, the way they come out and chase you. It feels a bit less bullshit. You don't just get swamped. Because if I go to the menu, if I load up my current, kind of example stage, right? These enemies, they're relentless with how they spawn. They never let up. Okay, this guy comes, and then they just keep coming. So if I just stay alive, right? It gets very overwhelming very quickly. I guess I'll shoot these guys out because otherwise I'm gonna probably just die very quick. But like you can see, right? Like if I had a nice little cap on that, it would be a bit better. It would just feel better. So that's cool. So I guess I can check this off as well, right? I can rig together spawner waves from the system. And these are, none of these things are very complicated. I actually didn't write very much code here, but the code touched a bunch of different systems and it let me, my room scripting system continues to be kind of flexible. Now, what's also good about it, I hope, is that it's actually going to be very good to randomly generate variants on this. Like, this format is human readable and writable-ish. It's a bit of a pain in the ass, but mostly I want to randomly generate this stuff and then be able to dump it to a file like this so I can verify that it makes sense if there's an issue. That's my vision. This is gonna, but not fully random, right? Like, what enemy are we spawning? How many are there? What are the limits? What's the delay? I'm gonna add some kind of like random range. Random range. Yeah, so like it's a bit tricky, right? But basically I want some random offset where I can say like vec2, maybe like add or subtract 100 from these numbers, something like that, right? I need a system like that. Otherwise it's a bit too predictable. They spawn on exactly the same spot. I also need some kind of particle effect when entities spawn, or when enemies specifically spawn, just so you don't get something like appear on top of you. Okay, I'm getting tired. This was a fun stream. We've done some good stuff. Are there any fun channels we can throw some people onto in some kind of a raid? That would be fun. That would be fun. Skyblivion development. Wow, that sounds really cool. But I don't know. They've got a couple of views already. I don't know. Who's good? Who is a quality channel that we can throw some love over to? Dinkelman, no, you're so welcome. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate seeing repeat faces, people coming back to hang out again and again. I love it. Skyblivion dev does sound great. Okay, I am happy to do that. There's so many people with views that it's crazy how many more people are watching this category at this time of day, even my channel. Yeah, it might be Skyblivion. That does sound pretty sick. Codecrafters, Bujurin Redis. I think that's Russian, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, let's go Skyblivion. Let's do it. Let's do a raid. So again, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone who's been following along on YouTube. Skyblivion. And let's go check out some Skyblivion dev. Perfect time in Europe. Yeah, being Australian is so annoying with this stuff sometimes. But, hey, there are other perks to being Australian. We get good beaches. All right, let's raid this person. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you next time.